All right, here we are still in Auto SSL. You've just triggered that and you want to start installing the WordPress software so you can build a website on the host. So we're just going to go back to hosting and you're going to see this button cPanel. cPanel is, it's going to load up. cPanel is where you manage everything on that web server. It's incredibly important to a developer, but most of the stuff in here you can ignore, and what we're going to do is do an auto install of WordPress down here. So if you come down to Apps Installer and click WordPress, this is the software that's going to run our website. So let's click Install Now, and we want to install it on the HTTPS version of the site, not HTTP. You can choose www. 90% of the time I don't. I just run it without. There's really no difference. The site name is going to be something like Geelong Winery Tours Shop, and purchase tours for the Geelong and Bellarine region. Yours will say whatever it'll say specific to your business. Down here I'm just going to make the password admin. You shouldn't do that. It's incredibly important that you have a really complicated password. Something like this with different characters and stuff would be perfect. Just store that in a safe place or password bank online. In this case, so I can get in really simply, I will naturally change that later, but I'm just going to do admin. Down here, we don't need to use the classic editor. And limit login attempts. You could click that. I tend to not use it. I tend to just opt for a massive password because I use a password word bank that automatically populates that when I go to login. That's not a problem. You could limit the login attempts, so then you could potentially stop people from attempting brute force attacks and stuff that you don't need to know about. I'm not going to do it today. And I think that's it. Let's hit install and see what happens. This usually only takes about 60 seconds at most. There you go. You can see it's already happened. So that's just installed the base WordPress software. Now, if I was to go across to here, geelongwinerytourshop.com, boom, we have our website and we can start building, start customizing it for our needs. It still doesn't have the e-commerce software on there. That's sort of like a layer on top of WordPress. But it is there ready for us to build. And if somebody came to this website now, like the public, they would see it. So the next thing we want to do is chuck a coming soon page up so nobody could see it, and we can work on it for as long as we need to before releasing it to the public. That'll be the next step. So let's jump into that.